think I'm most excited about this video because I think over the years, this is what most of my students have had questions about. And it's simpler than you might think, how to take care of a cast iron pan. It depends on what stage of seasoning the pan's in. So let's first talk about this little pan. I got it at a garage sale not too long ago. It was covered with rust. It was in really crappy condition. I took steel wool to it, got all the rust up, and pretty much knew that it was not going to be nonstick, but just to check it, I do what I call the fried egg test, where this is real complicated. I fry an egg and see if it like sticks to the bottom of the pan with some oil, and if it does, well then I put that pan in the seasoning rotation. The first thing I do is use a little bit of you can use lots of different oils. Flax oil, I've read, will create a really nice kind of skating rink nonstick surface on it. So you can rub the flax oil or avocado oil, some people swear by bacon grease, and then put it in a hot oven, 350 to 375 or even up to 400 for about 3 hours. You might want to put a tray underneath that just so it any drips. But you don't want it to be like covered with oil, just a nice sheen of oil all over the pan. Then this pan is now probably going to be in a 2 to 3 month breaking in period where it's real difficult, but you're going to just only want to cook really fatty food in it and never use water and never use soap on it because you're just trying to fill the pores of the iron with fat, which creates the nonstick surface. When you go to clean a pan that's in the middle of being seasoned, since you're not going to be using water and you're not going to be using soap, you might wonder how the heck are you going to clean it? So what I like to do is use kosher salt because it's cheap. And I remember once my wife used my very expensive fine French crystal sea salt, and that was not the best choice. So use a paper towel and the kosher salt, and you want to just use the salt for its friction, and you can scrub anything out of the pan, get up any of that crusty brown stuff under there. Go through and make sure all the salt's out of there. And then you can go ahead and put it back over the heat, open those pores up again, and do a nice sheen of oil over it. Okay, so then just to review, so this pan, it hasn't passed the fried egg test. Don't use water, don't use soap, clean it with kosher salt, and then for rust protection, make sure that you add a little bit of shine of oil. I keep my cast iron pans always on the stove because I'm using them all the time, but if you're going to be storing them, I recommend putting a dry piece of paper towel in the bottom to absorb any air moisture. So then this pan here, this is my baby. This one I've had for probably 7 years. It's a Griswold, which is a classic pan. They stopped making them in the 50s and known for its really kind of tight grain on the iron, and it's got like a skating rink surface to it. This is a really dependable pan. And now that it's very much seasoned, meaning I can fry an egg and lift an egg off of it, this pan, at this point, since it's seasoned and it's passed the fried egg test, now I can clean it with water, and every once in a while, even though it's controversial to a lot of people, I'll use a drop of soap just because that will get any rancidity out of the surface oils. But not too often, probably every month or so I'll think about it, put a little drop of soap in there. But you can, if you have something really stuck on, you can go back to the kosher salt, but water is not a problem at this point. Make sure you dry it really well. Again, I dry it, bring it over to the stovetop, put it back on the heat, and then finish it with another sheen of oil. And I'm using mostly avocado oil, sometimes refined coconut oil. You could use all different kinds of oil, but probably don't want to use like an extra virgin olive oil. You want to use something that's a higher heat oil. And anyway, that's how you take care of your cast iron pans. Oh, we're filming. Thanks for watching my videos. My name's Becky Selengut. Really appreciate you hanging out here with me for a little while. Feel free to check out my website at www.beckyselengut.com or either of my cookbooks I've written, Good Fish and Shroom, and I'm working on a new one called How to Taste. And what else can I tell you? If you liked any of the silly dad humor or humor in any of my videos, feel free to check out my comedy podcast, Look Inside This Book Club, and take a look at all the other videos that I have on my channel. Thanks so much. Cheers.